Hey there, NAC Warriors. Today we're going to be talking about why you should be rewarding yourself more often in order to be successful in your health and fitness journey. If you're new here, my name is Angelo and I'm here to help you be successful on your health and fitness journey. If you haven't already, you should sign up to our Facebook group, link in the description below, and we'd love to welcome you to the family. All right, are you ready? Let's get started. I can go back to a time when I used to run cross country, even when I ran half marathons not too long ago before I decided to change that up. I used to run because it felt good to hit those times and then get those medals or get a prize for coming in the top, let's say top tier. But after a while, you hit a plateau and you don't get that time. For some of you, it may not even be that. It may just be that you are not losing weight. And if you're not losing weight or you don't feel good in those jeans or whatever, that's your, let's say, reward for being healthy and fit. At some point, though, at least in my journey as a runner, and what I try to focus people on is not so much the results. The results are actually what skew us. They're cool at first and they're exciting when we reach them, but at some point, let's say you hit your target weight, then what? Let's say you get to whatever it is that you're looking for. At some point, we are going to hit a plateau. Like, you cannot continue to lose weight forever. So we have to shoot for what is rewarding internally. And as I was going through my, let's say, running career, there was a point where I was actually enjoying working out. And I felt really good about what I was accomplishing during the workout. And now you would think that would be good. So I went from getting rewards, getting those times I was focused on, to then switching over to, hey, I feel good working out. But what happens when you don't feel good when you work out? What happens when you have a bad, quote unquote, bad day? I find that we as humans, and we've been programmed probably through schooling or whatever, maybe the way we were growing up, parented, that's the word I'm looking for. We somehow have flipped a script where we make it so easy for us to quote unquote fail, but we make it so hard to reward ourselves for doing the right things. And as I was going through my journey, I kind of realized that we need to set up rules that help reward us for doing many things right. Like, at the end of the day, I shouldn't be rewarding or beating myself up that I felt bad during a workout. I should be rewarding myself because I did the workout. I should be rewarding myself because I chose the right foods. And not so much did I hit the time that I wanted? Did I get the did the scale say what I wanted it to say? Those things are good at the very beginning, but we have to slowly transition ourselves away from that and set it up so that it's easy for us to actually win and harder for us to fail. Almost negligible that we can fail. There should be no reason in any circumstance we should, unless we've done something to really injure ourselves, then we may want to be a little bit hard on ourselves. But other than that, we should be rewarding ourselves for everything that we do and setting it up to be easy. What do I mean by that? So let's say, okay, at first, we want to measure ourselves because we've got these goals and we set these high expectations for ourselves, especially time related. But if you can go through that, I need you to start focusing more on what it is that you're doing, not the results, but what you're doing. Because if we sit back for a second, if we reward ourselves for doing things, we can reward ourselves more often rather than if we don't do things. And if we don't do things, we can even set ourselves up for wins there, and I'll share that with you. But what we need to shift for our thinking, we really have to go up inside here, and we really need to switch the script that we have running inside our heads and saying, okay, now I've done this. Yes, I succeeded. And I know it's a process. I went through the process. I'm just trying to make you aware of it. I'm not saying don't look at the weight, don't look at the scales and all that stuff. That stuff is helpful. I still look at that stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm grading myself, rewarding myself on different criteria. Because again, what I was about to say is if you step back, you can beat yourself up for doing the slightest thing wrong, which is going to do what in the long run? Is it really going to get you motivated to go out there and exercise? I mean, some of you may have that mindset. Like when I was running for a team, it was very easy. If I made a mistake, if I did something wrong, I could beat myself up because I was running for not just myself, I was running for a team. And so it was fuel for me to go out there and do more. But once I left school, once I left a team, I was running and exercising. I was going on a health and fitness journey for myself. And once you do that, you're only beating yourself up. There's no motivation except for to get you motivated. So if you're out there beating yourself up because you didn't do the right thing or whatever, you're only making it harder. You're making it harder for you to win in this game of health and fitness, and it's already hard enough, right? You're trying to switch habits, and habits are harder to change. And, we got to make it easy for ourselves in any way, shape, or possible. That's how we become successful. So how do we take a negative thing that happens and turn it into good? Let's say that, okay, Angelo, I understand, I've gone from getting rewards for external things, and then I shift to performance related, not so much rewarded for what do you say? Internal feelings. So you got the external rewards, whatever it is, weight, how much you weigh, getting some reward or whatever, to internally feeling good about the workout. That would be the next shift. And then the third shift would be to you did the right thing. Because sometimes our results aren't going to come right away. What I have found as I've gotten older over these years, and as you get older, results come slower. You have to work harder, and the results come slower. That's just facts. And there's no. I love to sugarcoat it for you, and people may sugarcoat it for you. They may say there's a fast track, but at the end of the day, they're selling you crap. I'm just gonna say it. If somebody's telling you that as you get older there's a speedy way, they're selling you crap. It's gonna take more work and it's gonna take longer as we get older. That's just the facts. That's just the way the body works. So don't fight it. Work with it. And so when you start letting these facts like settle in, then we can move forward and say, okay, yes, now I'm doing the right things. And if you fail to do the right things, let's say that you were supposed to eat a certain way this week and you failed at it. Don't beat yourself up for that either. Give yourself that freedom to make mistakes. Because at the end of the day, here's how I want you to think of it. You tried something, it didn't work. Day 1. You tried again, day 2, it didn't work. Or maybe you've been doing it for so long and then all of a sudden you switch back. That's life telling you that there's something here that we need to deal with. And so you should be rewarding yourself because you found that out. Now, the mission is how to figure that out. But before I get into that, one thing I do want to mention is that this should be done for kids as well. I really encourage parents to reward your kids for doing exercise. And it should be external and move to them and teach them how to go from external to internal, because we don't want them falling into the same traps as us. If you're a parent out there, if you are doing something, you are training your kid to do that same thing. I just want to make that clear. Whatever you're doing, most likely you are influencing your kid to do the same thing. Look at you, look in the mirror, look at what you're doing consistently or not doing consistently. That's what your kid is going to do. And so what we want to do is, as we're transforming ourselves, we need to be transforming our kids. We need to be training them this stuff. They're not going to get it from school. You don't want them to get it from the source that they've been getting it from, that you've been getting it from, because how's that been working out? I hope you see that I am different, that I'm preaching something completely different than mainstream out there, because we need to really get this education to people. We really need to be figuring out how this stuff works and getting to the truth of things, not sugarcoating it, not pretending. And we need to train our kids too. We need to teach, maybe not training, but we need to teach them how to reward ourselves, to do the right things, to do the good things. And when things don't go our way, we don't give up. We take that as a signal and say, okay, this didn't work. Okay, so what do we do now? And that's what we need to start doing. Let me take a look at my notes. There was a couple of things I wanted to make sure I said. Oh yes. So here's the thing, and here's another. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. From a external perspective, I would love to be able to have washboard abs, buff arms, and all that stuff. And I probably could if I could spend 8 hours at the gym and, cut out everything that I like about living, eating healthy. And this is not about, this is not my full time job. My full time job is not to exercise. So I'm not going to be one of those beefed up guys coming out here saying, hey, take a look at my program. I'm going to make you 6-pack, 12-pack in 7 days. That's not, I'm a busy parent, just like you probably if you're watching this. We don't have time to do that. We have to get our kids through the things that they're doing, trying to get them, practices or whatever. We got to take care of ourselves. We got work and all that stuff. I don't have 8 hours to spend at the gym. And if they're saying that they're getting results without spending 8 hours at the gym, they're doing something that's probably pretty extreme, that's probably not going to work out for you in the long run. I don't care what trend it is. I don't even care if the trend works. The fact is, it's probably not going to work for you, because are you going to put your kid on keto? Are you going to put your kid on all these other, these trending things? You got to make it realistic, because you're not only training yourself, subliminally you are training your kids too. And so we got to do what's right for them. And I know I'm taking more than 5 minutes. I'm trying so hard to get these down to 5 minutes. But what we are entitled to. So it's not fair. It's not fair what our bodies are. It's yes, we could make different decisions about what we do with our health and fitness if we actually think about it. But let's face it, we're not going to choose working out 8 hours at the gym or going on some fasting diet or whatever, to make it happen, and make it realistic for us, like something that we can sustain long term. We're not going to be doing those types of extreme things for forever. So we have to make it work for us. And so at the end of the day, it's not fair. We're not going to have those six ripped abs. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. Maybe my DNA doesn't even allow me to do it. Even if I went and try to do it, maybe my DNA doesn't allow me to do that. Maybe my bone frame doesn't allow me for certain things. Right? We have to take that into consideration. But what we are entitled to, your children, you, myself, everybody in the world, we are entitled to feel good about ourselves. We're entitled to be healthy and fit. And it's up to you to go do that. And if you're beating yourself up instead of rewarding yourself, that's a problem. You're fighting up an uphill battle already. Now you're just making it harder for yourself. Reward yourself. Okay? What was the other thing I wanted to say? Yeah. And we need to, pretty much the last thing I wanted to say is that, at the end of the day, why do we want all these things, right? Why do we want to be healthy? Why do we want the 6-pack? Why do we want the booty or whatever it is, this trend of what the perfect person's supposed to look like? Whatever these things are, I don't know. They change all the time. I don't know. Pretty soon it's going to be, my nose. If they go towards nose, like you have to have a certain nose, I'm screwed, because my nose is what it is. I'm not changing my nose. But it's internal feelings. Like, I want the 6-pack because I think it's going to make me feel a certain way. And if I feel a certain way, I'm going to get something from it, right? That's all this is all about, is feeling like we want to feel a certain way. And we don't need external things to make us feel a certain way. You can feel good right now. Feel good about making the right decisions, not the results that you're getting. The results will come. Maybe it will take longer than you thought, but the results will come. But you have to be consistent, and beating yourself up is not going to get you there. And what stops us from going, this brain up here is really messing with us and really trying to get us to go and do things. And this is why we have NAC warriors, right? It's that inner voice, that inner warrior that needs to come out and smack your brain around and say, look, I don't need that. I'm above that. I'm going beyond that. We got to smack our brain around. We control our brain. Our spirit, our warrior is what controls our brain. And we have to go after that. And we have to smack that brain around and say, look, let's feel good. I went out there. I did what I was supposed to do. I only had 5 minutes. Guess what? I worked out in those 5 minutes. Be happy, right? And that's the warrior. And that's why I created NAC Warriors. My goal here, again, is to get you successful on your health and fitness journey. But it takes a different type of approach than what you've been used to. And that's why I created NAC Warriors. I hope you go to the description below and join our Facebook group, because that's where I can start helping you make some changes in your life. Like really positive, lasting results. And I'm dedicated to doing whatever it takes for you to be successful. Like, this is my mission, to get you successful in your health and fitness. So go to that Facebook group, join it. It's growing, it's small, but hey, it's got to start somewhere, right? Why can't it start with you? And I'm telling you, once I start showing you and really getting you, let's say, in deep with the NAC Warrior Roadmap way, you will see that life is so different. Like, I'm going to change your life. I'm telling you. And if it's a struggle, guess what? I'm going to be struggling with you, because we're going to figure this out together. I'm in it with you. All right. So please go join our Facebook group. With that, I know I went 17 minutes. That's 12 minutes over the time I wanted to. I'm going to have a hard time going 5 minutes. I just get so passionate about talking about this stuff and really want to help you all out there. Like, one person at a time. Come join us, join me, on this mission. And I can't wait to share as much as I can, because look, you deserve to feel good. You deserve to be healthy and fit. And it's just right around the corner. All you need is just one roadmap. If you can isolate your roadmap, that's it. I'm going to be talking about roadmaps more often, because that is the key to your success. But jump in our Facebook group. I'm not going to say it again. Jump in our Facebook group. And the description's right there. And I'll see you tomorrow. Again, I tried doing 12 p.m. I was closer this time, I think. All right. With that, have a good day. And remember to unleash that inner warrior.